Now here's the amygdala.
Aquí está la amígdala.
It will send the information to two places. The low brain, fight, flight, freeze.
Va a enviar la información a dos lugares.
Or the prefrontal cortex, where it thinks.
Al cerebro más primitivo, que va a tener reacciones como ataque, lucha o sumisión, o al lóbulo prefrontal, o sea, a la corteza, perdón.
How does the amygdala decide? We know what the RAS does. How does the amygdala decide if it's going down or if it's going up?
¿Cómo decide la amígdala si baja la información o la sube al cerebro pensante?
Happiness or stress?
¿Felicidad o estrés?
Here are some pictures. Red is good activity, high activity in a part of the brain.
Aquí tenemos imágenes donde el rojo es muy buena actividad en esa parte del cerebro.
When people were sad, angry, fearful, activity, the amygdala sent it down. Nothing in the prefrontal cortex.
Cuando la gente está enojada, triste o tiene miedo, la amígdala manda la información abajo, a los cerebros más primitivos.
Happiness.
No hay actividad en la corteza prefrontal. Si hay felicidad o alegría o placer, sí.
So what did they do to these children to make them angry or sad or frightened? What did they do? That seems, what is a fair thing to do when you want to take that scan to frighten a child?
¿Qué podemos hacer para asustar? Did you mean frighten a child?
Yeah, you have to just take their picture in the scanner, right?
Para hacer ese escáner, para sacar esa imagen, tenemos que asustar a un niño, por ejemplo. Si no, no se puede tomar esa foto. ¿Sí?
You want to see what's happening. The science wants to see what's happening when they're stressed, when they're frightened. So all they did was show one group of children faces like this, the other group faces like that.
No
That's
necesitaron
it.
asustarlos, solamente mostrarle imágenes de rostros con ese sentimiento.
Now, they're in the machine.
Están en la máquina,
They've seen the pictures.
han visto
10
las fotos,
pictures of each face. The happy faces or grumpy faces.
10 fotos de rostros felices y 10 fotos de fotos tristes. De rostro.
After they see the photos, they're given as information. They say, here are 10 words. Try to remember the words, because then we're going to show you 50 words. And every time you see a word you remember, you push the clicker.
Les muestran una lista de palabras y les dice, bueno, presten atención, son 10, después les vamos a mostrar 15 y cada vez que reconocen una de las anteriores tienen que apretar un botón.
Then we take the scans while they're trying to remember.
Sacamos el scan mientras tratan de recordar.
Now, the children who saw the happy pictures, the prefrontal cortex had the activity. The thinking brain was active. The children that saw the grumpy pictures, when they're trying to remember, nothing prefrontal cortex, amygdala, yes.
Los chicos que vieron las caras felices tienen más actividad en el lóbulo prefrontal. Porque los chicos que vieron los rostros tristes tienen imagen y actividad en la amígdala.
And the people that saw happy faces, they remembered much more of the words.
La gente que vio los rostros felices recordó más palabras que la otra.
Now look, I love this picture. Same experiment, grumpy faces or happy faces, or they also tried it with a different experiment. A hard math problem that they know they would not understand, or a problem, an easy problem, and even if they got it wrong, they were told it was fine.
Le encanta este experimento que es con dos problemas matemáticos. Uno difícil que ellos saben que no van a poder resolver y otro que, aunque largo, parece bastante sencillo y aunque lo hagan mal les dicen que lo hicieron bien.
Same exact test, 10 words. Try to push the clicker when you see a word you remember.
Y hacen lo mismo con la lista de palabras. Luego de mostrarles el examen de matemáticas, les dicen que hagan lo mismo con la palabra.
Now they're going through the list, they have the clicker. Here's the amygdala, here and here. You see the information traveling from the amygdala to the these are the eyes. But you see the information traveling from the amygdala. Yay, it gets to the prefrontal cortex.
Aquellos que pensaban que podían resolver el problema, se observa en la imagen cómo viaja la información desde la amígdala hasta la corteza prefrontal cuando resuelven lo de las palabras.
The people who had the hard math problem, or that they couldn't figure out, or the grumpy faces, the amygdala stops the information, that goes down to fight, flight, freeze mode, nothing in the prefrontal cortex.
Aquellas personas que vieron las caras enojadas o que tuvieron el problema de matemática que era imposible de resolver, alojaron la información en la amígdala y no viajó hasta la corteza pensar.
Pretty important, this
Muy
stress
importante.
thing. Now, what can we do?
¿Qué podemos hacer?
I'm going to skip this slide. People, what causes stress in children is a little higher than what causes stress in a fox.
Lo que causa el estrés en un niño es mucho más complejo que lo que puede causarlo en un zorro.
We have a bigger amygdala and a bigger prefrontal cortex.
Nosotros tenemos amígdalas más grandes y lóbulos prefrontales más grandes.
Important to remember that when a student is stressed, the information goes down. And what stresses students is when they already know it and you're teaching it again, or they have no idea what you're saying.
Tenemos que recordar lo que estresa a nuestros alumnos porque sabemos que si están estresados no van a permitir que la información llegue al cerebro pensante. Y lo que los estresa es saber lo que va a pasar o no tener idea.
Tomorrow I will explain how I find out every 10 minutes who understands it, who doesn't need to hear anymore, and who needs help. So I de-stress every 10 minutes. Therefore, there's no behavior problems because the amygdala is happy.
Ella logra en su aula saber quién entendió, quién necesita más práctica y quién no hace falta ni siquiera que lo escuche, y al equilibrar esos tres tipos de amígdala no tiene problemas de conducta. Lo va a contar mañana.
Or I will send you the whole handout, or you can read it in my articles. Just click on them online, or read the book. You can get it, lots of it, for free from my website. I steal it from the publisher to give it to you.
En el website hay fragmentos de su libro, de varios de sus libros que ustedes pueden bajar gratis. ¿Sí?
Many strategies. I mean, hundreds. So that's why I write them in the book. I want you to be curious. You're RAS, be curious. So now you'll read the articles because I've just got to get you started.
Esto quiere lograr nuestra curiosidad para que vayan y lean los artículos.
Now D, dopamine. Be ready to feel your dopamine. You felt your RAS. Now you're going to feel that pleasure of dopamine.
Llegamos a la R, la A, ahora llegamos a la D de dopamina.
These things, when your dopamine goes up, or your student, their dopamine, or your child, when dopamine goes up in the brain, these things are how they behave.
Esta es la actitud que uno tiene cuando está lleno de dopamina.
This is how they feel.
¿Cómo se siente?
They feel pleasure, they feel their imagination, they feel motivated, curious, interested. They'll stick with it. It's like they had a cup of coffee. So, how can you get the dopamine up? All right. Oh, this shows when depressed people, low dopamine in the prefrontal cortex. Normal people, high dopamine.
Aquí ves, el de la izquierda es el cerebro realmente depresivo y el de la derecha alguien que tiene los lóbulos prefrontales llenos de dopamina.
10 things that I feel science has done a good job proving to me that increase dopamine: being kind, acting well with friends, expressing gratitude, experiencing humor, being optimistic, having choice.
Estas son algunas de las cosas que ella considera que
I'm going to give you
desarrollan.
another list. So.
Yeah, well,
I'll put the list up again, but you should go ahead and say
it's
it.
okay, it's okay.
You don't want to say it? All right. Okay, anyway, so humor, choice, movement, gratitude, kindness. All right. So if you're doing a vocabulary word, you act it out at little angle or cute. But here's the one I will fix your dopamine. Humor makes dopamine go up 4 ways. This is how you can remember what are things that will raise dopamine. 4 of them you're going to feel right now.
El humor hace que la dopamina suba de 4 maneras distintas.
See if you can think in a minute why your dopamine goes up. You have to read that.
Lo que dice la paloma es, ¿vos estás pensando lo que yo estoy pensando?
Now,
¿Por qué creen que sube la dopamina? Es la pregunta de la doctora.
your dopamine went up because there was humor, there was movement when you laughed, there was a group activity, you were laughing with people, and you felt smart.
La dopamina sube porque hubo humor, porque sentimos lo mismo todos juntos, estamos en un grupo, porque nos creemos inteligentes y nuestro cuerpo se relajó por reírnos.
You felt smart because in a difficult joke, you look at it, and when you finally understand it, you say, I get it.
Uno piensa, o sea, se siente inteligente cuando es difícil el chiste y toma su tiempo para pensarlo y decir, ya me doy cuenta cuál es.
So today, the last activity, so you'll never forget dopamine, is we're going to combine movement, laughter, and humor. So everybody stand up. We're going to combine movement, laughter, and humor.
Los invita a pararse para compartir movimiento.
And you won't forget dopamine
No se van a olvidar de la dopamina.
because we're going to spell the word dopamine.
Vamos a deletrear la palabra
Oh,
dopamina.
and choice, that makes your dopamine go up. You have a choice.
Tienen elección, puede haber 2 maneras de deletrearla, con la oreja o con el codo.
Okay, and we're going to say it. Okay, I'm going to do my ear. We say the letters together in Spanish. De, o,